Hey guys, what's up? It's Megan and welcome back to my channel. Have Carly here.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about having a mental illness in your career. I know that my mental illness has affected my career a lot.
Big one.
Does it affect your career?
Yes.
I mean, how could it not? I
Yeah.
had my own hair salon studio for many years, and after a while, this career definitely started taking a toll on my mental health.
Yes.
So when I went to hair school, I didn't think long term, like, hey, am I gonna wanna do this when I'm 30, 40 type of a thing. I am very driven and motivated, and I found very quickly that working for other people in the hair industry was not my jam, so I wanted to do my own thing. And I worked very hard to start my business and to grow my business, and I was very successful. But deep down, I had a secret that I didn't really tell anyone because everyone in my life, I did their hair, so I felt like I couldn't open up to anyone about it. But internally, I was really struggling because I am very empathic. I feel other people's emotions as if they're my own, and I take on other people's energies. So when I would work all day and I would do all these different people's hair, I would take on all of their problems, because people, when you get your hair done, you go in and you talk about your life and talk about yourself.
And they're
talk
regular
about
clients, so
Yeah.
it's not like a one-time thing. It's like you get to know these people and the ins and outs of their life.
And I think when really things came to a head, my husband and I had started trying to get pregnant, and I foolishly told a bunch of people that we were going to start trying to get pregnant. And when I didn't get pregnant and it was becoming a struggle for us, I told all these people that we were trying. So naturally, every time they see me, every 4, 6, 8 weeks, they come in to get their hair done. They're like, so, like, you pregnant? Any news? You know, and
Which is like the worst. I know
Oh
it
my
comes
God.
from a good place from people, but
and it's my fault because I announced to everyone that we were trying, so it's nobody's fault. It was
No.
just, you know, I couldn't have predicted that it was going to be a struggle for me to get pregnant, and that it was going to be such a painful topic that was brought up constantly. I mean, like, all day, every single client would talk to me about getting pregnant and having a kid. And because it's my career, because they're paying me to do their hair, I felt like I can't just like start crying and have an emotional breakdown at work.
Yeah.
So I would just stuff everything.
yeah, 'cause it's not like you can go to the back room and take 10 minutes. Like you're on.
So I would stuff it all day, and then I would come home from work, and my husband would be like, hey babe, how was your day? And I'd be like, don't talk to me. Pour me a glass of wine and load me a bowl. I'm smoking weed. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone for at least an hour so I can decompress. Which, like, that's fucked up. It shouldn't, your career shouldn't make you treat your husband bad, but it got to that point for me where I was being an asshole to my husband, and you know, he should come first above my career, but I am such a perfectionist and was so driven to succeed that I said no to no one. I would overbook myself, overwork myself, didn't have any boundaries with anyone. If someone begged me hard enough to do their hair,
course.
even if it was like at 6 in the morning, I would do it and just justify it that, you know, I'm making more money. So
Especially like being bipolar and you're in a manic episode, and let's just say one day you book 10 clients and you're like, yeah, this sounds awesome, I'm gonna do it. And then, you know, a few days later comes that day and you're depressed and you're like, what the fuck did I do? And you can't let those people down. That's your job, that's your business, you have to do it.
it became like an addiction for me to overwork myself. It was almost like I got a thrill out of overdoing it. Now, looking back, I can see that I was very manic most of my career, which, you know, went unnoticed by most people.
Because that's kind of the industry when you're working in a salon. It's like peppy, fun, you know, high
Talk,
energy
talk, talk.
people. Yeah, and it's just like a gossipy place. That's just the nature of salons. That's just what it is, which is also daunting on mental health as well.
That really started to get the best of me because my clients would often gossip about their friends, and that really ate me up because I was their sounding board. You know, people would vent and dump all their
Well, and then you're like, what are they
gossip
saying about
onto
me then when I'm not around?
Yeah, I would think that, and unknowingly I had all these mental health issues, so I started really not like trusting anyone or feeling like I can be vulnerable with anyone, because I would listen to how women would talk about their quote unquote friends and just say really nasty, mean things, and then the next day I'd be scrolling through Instagram and it's like hashtag besties, and it's like,
No.
you were just trashing on her at your hair appointment,
But
talking so much shit.
And you can't really call them out because that's your profession. You're going to lose a client. And I'm speaking from terms too, like,
she does makeup.
Yeah, I do makeup and I'm a licensed esthetician, and you know, it's the same field, it's the same go around, and it's daunting. It really, really is.
I never knew when I went to school that part of my job was going to be, I'm a therapist without a degree in therapy. So yeah, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, it's hard because my job just started to become not fun anymore, and I think a lot of people don't enjoy their job, which is sad. I believe you spend so much time working in your life that you should enjoy what you're doing, and so I want hair to be fun again for me. I want to enjoy it again, and also if I'm ever going to do it publicly again, I want to do a better job of setting boundaries. I was such a people pleaser, and I never had the balls or the courage to call someone out and say, you know, I don't want to talk about that, or you're making me uncomfortable talking negatively about other people. I would just go with it because I just felt
You're uncomfortable. What do you do in that situation?
Well, and they're paying me.
Yeah.
So it's like they're paying me money to listen to them, so I felt like I just have to like take it. And also, I didn't like the person I was becoming being a hairdresser. I felt like I was so around all this negative energy all the time that I was starting to become the kind of person that I don't like. I was talking negatively about people. I was gossiping. I just lost myself. I started not knowing who I was. I didn't know who my friends were. I didn't know what I liked, what I didn't like. It was a very toxic environment for me. And I just needed to take a step back and take a break from it. So I would get a lot of anxiety because I'm also a people pleaser. And like when you turn someone's chair around for the first time to have them face themselves in the mirror, there's that moment of truth of like, they're either gonna love what you did or they're gonna fucking hate it. And most of the time, 95% of the time, people loved what I did, and that was great. But I still, like, even though I was confident in my work, I knew I did a good job, there's always that chance they're not gonna approve of me, and I would get so much anxiety. But then they would be like, oh my gosh, I love it, you know, and then I would be like, oh, like, why am I such a dumbass for like worrying about it? But yeah, it would give me a ton of anxiety.
Yeah, it would like put me into a deep depression too if just feeling something you worked so hard on, you know, you did get a degree and you're passionate about it, and then to feel like,
it's
you
like
just
art.
And
it's
you
like
disappointed yourself. It's a shitty feeling.
You've mentioned you've done people's makeup and they ask for something and then you do it and then they're like blame you for it. They're like, oh, I don't like it. You're like, this is what you wanted. You know,
they don't take your advice. And I'm a non-confrontational person. I try to educate people when I'm doing their makeup of what's going to look good and what's not going to look good, and sometimes they don't want to hear it. They want what looks good on this airbrush Pinterest photo, and they're not taking anything less. And of course it's not gonna turn out like that because you're a human being with real skin texture and everything. And
or you want to be like, boo boo, you don't look like that girl, homie.
Especially working at a counter, you see everyone, you know, and they come with pictures of Kim Kardashian. It's like, I want to look like this.
I know people will do that with like black hair and come in with pictures of girls like her color hair or my color hair, and it's like they expect you to do it in one appointment, and it's just like so draining. A lot of times too, girls want to get their hair done when their dude just like dumped them or something, and they want to do a drastic change, and so they dump all their negative energy on you of like, oh, my boyfriend broke up with me, da 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 da. I want to go from platinum blonde to black, and then they color their hair black, and now you're an asshole because you fucked their hair up, and it's like, bitch, this is what you wanted. It's not my fault your dude dumped you.
I've always wanted to do hair, but I think that's so daunting because if I mess up on makeup, you wash it off and it's fine. Hair, if you fuck up.
Yeah, with color, you can fix color, but with a bad cut, you're fucked. I've had a bad haircut where my layers were like this short.
Yeah.
And once you get a bad cut, you're fucked. But with color, it's a little bit more forgiving, but yeah, so I do hair occasionally now. I'm very, very, very picky about who I will do hair on at this point because I'm still in healing and recovery mode from my episodes. You know, luckily for me, I'm in a position where I don't have to work. Not like a public hairdresser. People can't go online book with me. If someone really wants me to do their hair, they're gonna have to reach out to me, and I'm gonna have to evaluate whether or not that person is a good call for my mental health wherever I'm at the time.
I think with any industry too, well, I mean, at least the creative industry, setting boundaries, knowing, don't just take it because you know it's going to be money. Is the money really worth your mental health at the end of the day if it's a high pressure job or situation?
No, I mean, and I used to think it was worth it. Like, oh, I'm about to make like $250. Like, I was so on edge when I would get off work, especially on Saturdays, because I would work sometimes from like 7 in the morning until 4 o'clock, nonstop, go, go, go.
It's so
I get
crazy,
off and
yeah.
I'm just like, ugh.
That's so crazy because like I'm a server and a bartender now, but it is crazy when you're on your feet and you have like a a job that requires you to move around all day. Sometimes I just forget to eat.
I don't know about you, when I get a little bit manic, I don't have an appetite.
No, food does not sound good. Put your mental health above, I know not everyone has that luxury, but as much as possible, try to put your mental health before
Your career.
Career, and then just taking on things that you know that aren't going to benefit you in the long run.
Yeah, and for me, I've been self-employed for so long, so I've never had to worry about it, but I know that there's a huge stigma and fear behind your employer finding out that you have a mental illness. It's messed up, but if you apply for a job and get an interview and that person that's interviewing you knows you have a mental illness,
They cannot hire
they
you.
might like not hire you, which is super messed up.
Yeah, it's against the law. Discrimination.
Yeah, discrimination.
But
I'm sure it happens though.
yeah, for sure. Well, they're not going to tell you that's the reason why. I've never told an employer that I've had bipolar. Have you?
Well, I mean, I've been self-employed for so long. Last time I had a boss and worked for someone was when I was 23. I'm 32 now, so I have no idea what that's like. But moving forward, this is why I made this channel, to be open about it, to talk about it, to spread your wings and fly. I have bipolar disorder. Like, don't be afraid to talk about it. Bad things happen is when you don't let it out and talk about it. And I'm not suggesting you go screaming it from the rooftop to your boss,
But just don't be ashamed. And when you say it with confidence, like, oh yeah, bipolar, it's no big deal, people are going to feel off that energy too. You know, if you're timid and scared, they're probably going to get it wrong.
It's going to be awkward.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video on how your career can affect your mental health. Thank you for being on the video with me. It's nice having Carly. We have become so close, and it's nice because we just understand each other. You know, I'm a hairdresser, she's a makeup artist, and we both have a mental illness, so it's really nice talking and relating, go through very similar
For sure.
experiences. So
Definitely.
all right, if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.